interview at our We Women Want 2024 event organized by ITV Network and Shakti Awards, and we are now joined by an actor who needs no introduction. Yes, someone who's of course been entertaining us for decades and a role model for many, Raveena Tandon. Thank you so much for being with us today at our event.
My pleasure, always.
Let me begin by asking you, firstly, you are being honored today with the NewsX Shakti Award. Where have you derived your Shakti in life from, Raveena ji?
I think जहाँ तक के सवाल है, would you prefer in Hindi or in English? Both, ना? I'm comfortable with both. जहाँ तक के शक्ति का सवाल है, मैं समझती हूँ जहाँ हमारी हिंदुस्तानी औरतें हैं, ये एक अंदरूनी शक्ति हमारे में शायद एक इनबॉर्न अंदरूनी कायम ही है जब से हम पैदा हुए हैं. And I think it's not only me individually or you individually, or I'm talking about a certain societal class. I'm talking about mostly the Indian woman, जो हमारी हिंदुस्तानी औरत है, because जिस तरीके की मल्टीटास्किंग और जिस तरीके की एक इमोशनल डेप्थ और जिस तरीके का एक मैं कहूँ एक परवरिश करने का, एक प्रोक्रिएट करने की शक्ति जो हमको दी गई है, उससे बेहतर मैं समझती हूँ किसी और में नहीं होगी. एंड आई थिंक हम सब में वो शक्ति बसती है, कहीं ना कहीं एक पहचानने की देर है. So it's not only me individually who was born with this strength. I think that strength resides in everyone. It's just up to us how we pull it out and how we utilize it.
Yes. आज आपको ये पुरस्कार जो है of course मिल रहा है आपकी अदाकारी के लिए, मगर खास आपको आज मिल रहा है बहादुरी के लिए भी. और ये शायद पहली बार है या one of the rare instances है कि एक एक्टर को bravery के लिए सम्मानित किया जा रहा है. So can we please hear it for Raveena ji as well? How does that firstly make you feel? And secondly, just tell us about this incident, where it's not easy for anyone, a layman, but especially for a public personality like yourself to deal with the mob and to rescue someone who works for you, your driver.
Well, I think मेरी जगह कोई भी होता तो शायद करता, because it's not only family but जो हमारे इर्द गिर्द रहते हैं, and especially हम आर्टिस्ट जो हैं, हमारी एक तो घर की फैमिली होती ही है और फिर एक हमारी दूसरी फैमिली है जिसके साथ शायद हम ज़्यादा वक्त बिताते हैं, बिकॉज वो हमारे हेयर स्टाइलिस्ट होते हैं, हमारे मेकअप होते हैं, हमारे स्टाफ होते हैं, हमारे ड्राइवर होते हैं, हमारे साथ जो हमारे रक्षक होते हैं वो होते हैं, जो हमारे मैनेजर होते हैं. दैट इज़ ऑल्सो आवर फैमिली. एंड जहाँ तक मैं समझती हूँ, आई थिंक इवन तापसी विल बी विटनेस, आई थिंक वी स्पेंड मोर टाइम विथ आवर टीम रादर देन मोर एट होम. तो अगर टीम की बात हुई तो टीम तो मतलब हमारे ही हुए ना. तो इन अ वे आई थिंक जहाँ ऐसा अगर मौका मिले where I have to take care of my people, I'll definitely step forward. And that's exactly what I did without even thinking twice, because I think in these situations it is a very instant decision that you take कि क्या हो सकता है और शायद क्या हो सकता था और शायद और भी बुरा हो सकता था अगर टाइमली इंटरवेंशन नहीं हुआ होता. But the incident, as you asked me, as you all know, according to the police now, it was apparently a planned kind of a thing. And हम सब मुंबई में रहते हैं. Mumbai actually is a very, very safe city. But unfortunately, some elements that are moving in a few neighborhoods थोड़ा dangerous होते जा रहा है. एंड कहीं ना कहीं ऑलवेज ये स्टार्स के साथ हुआ है कि आम जनता बोलती है अरे ये स्टार्स को इतनी सिक्योरिटी की क्या ज़रूरत है, अरे इन लोग लाइन तोड़ के आगे क्यों चले जाते हैं, अरे इन लोग इतनी देर लाइन में क्यों नहीं खड़े होते हैं. जहाँ अगर स्टार्स गाड़ियों में जाते हैं या एक्टर्स गाड़ियों में जाते हैं, लोग बोलते हैं अरे एक दिन लोकल ट्रेन में तो चढ़ के देखो अकेले. एंड जहाँ अगर फॉर एग्जाम्पल लोकल ट्रेन या ट्रेन में भी जाना पड़ता है, ऑल स्टार्स गो विद द सिक्योरिटी. एंड आम जनता समझती है अरे इज इट फॉर शो, बट इट्स एक्चुअली नॉट. एक्चुअली हम आम जनता को भी क्योस से बचा रहे हैं, क्योंकि आप समझो अगर शाहरुख खान दिल्ली स्टेशन पे उतर जाए तो क्या होगा, इट विल बी क्योस. एंड बल्कि दूसरे पैसेंजर्स को और कठिनाई होगी. तो देयर इज ऑलवेज अ स्मूथ way of, taking people out where fans can get really, happy and overwhelmed and see people. So as far as I'm concerned, I don't think I've ever roamed around actually with so many bodyguards. I have my children, I live very normally. मैं खुद ग्रोसरी स्टोर जाती हूँ, मैं कभी कभी रुक के रास्ते पे फ्रूट्स भी खरीद लेती हूँ. तो बैंड्रा is like that as a entire neighborhood. But unfortunately, this has been going on in Mumbai, which is a planned kind of a thing, और डराने की बात है. और मेरे साथ जब ये मॉब का इंसिडेंट हुआ, इनफैक्ट नेक्स्ट डे my friend Richa Chadda called me. She said, Raveena, you will not believe the same thing happened to me. The same thing happened to Richa, and unfortunately there were no CCTV cameras to record the truth. So in fact she had to pay up. She had to settle the matter, and the cops told her just settle it. So she, in fact, poor thing, went and settled. So I think मेरे साथ जो इंसिडेंट हुआ वो शायद डराने धमकाने की कोशिश कर रहे थे कि कहीं मैं बोलूं ठीक है मैं सेटल करती हूँ, मैं पैसे दे देती हूँ या whatever. But I remember the mob was so aggressive. They were entering my house. My children were upstairs alone. My husband was not at home. And जो मेरे मेल मेंबर स्टाफ को देख रहे थे वो लोग खींच के मार रहे थे उनको. तो इनफैक्ट गेट पे मैं खड़ी हो गई और मेरी जो 2 डोमेस्टिक हेल्प्स हैं जो सालों से मेरे साथ हैं, हम 3 लेडीज लिटरली, अगर आप शक्ति और विमेन एम्पावरमेंट की बात करें, हम 3 लेडीज गेट पे खड़ी हो गई कि नो वन विल एंटर द हाउस. और वो धक्का दे दे के बोल रहे थे आप बस ड्राइवर को बाहर भेज दीजिए. तो मैंने कहा अगर ड्राइवर की गलती है तो मुझे पुलिस को आ जाने दीजिए, और अगर उसकी गलती है आप उसको ले जाइए. उसको, हु आर यू टू गिव जस्टिस, हु आर यू टू लिंच हिम? आप क्यों मारा पीटी करना चाह रहे हो? डोंट, नो हिटिंग, प्लीज डोंट हिट एनीवन. बट आई डोंट थिंक एक जो मॉब फ्रेंजी होती है ना जब साथ में हो जाते हैं, यू कैन, एंड आई डोंट नो हाउ मेनी ऑफ यू ऑल हैव सीन दैट वायरल रील बिकॉज इट रियली वेंट वायरल. Yeah, it did. It went really viral, and I was in shock.
ये तो फिल्म का सीन जैसे हो गया कि आप कवच की तरह वहां तो. बट बहादुरी कहां से आती है और क्या उस समय आपके मन में क्या चल रहा था? क्योंकि it could have gone as you said either way.
I think मेरे मन में एक ही चीज था कि अगर, because they were saying आप अपने ड्राइवर को हमको दे दीजिए. मैं कहा नहीं, अगर जो भी जस्टिस करना है पुलिस को पहुंचने दीजिए. आप फिर जो भी है आप पुलिस के सामने बात कीजिए. तो they said नहीं, आप उसको बस हमारे हवाले कर दीजिए. आपने उसको अंदर क्यों भेज दिया? क्योंकि मैंने उसको खींच के गेट के अंदर खींच के मैंने उसको बोला तू ऊपर जाके बैठ जब तक पुलिस आती है. And it was no fault. When the police came, they saw the CCTV cameras, everything. It was just all false allegations. And I think it was for what? We don't know. I guess it is again a full money-making scam or whatever it is. But nonetheless, I think उस समय एक यही आती है कि I have to protect my children and I have to protect my people. And at that time, you don't think of anything else except protecting the people who are near and dear to you. And that's where it, I think, just comes out. So it was not a thing that I thought कि अगर मैं फंस जाऊंगी ये होगा. उस समय ये नहीं था कि ओ मैं सेलिब्रिटी हूँ, मैं नहीं नीचे उतरूँ. I was just a human being there. And if such an incident happens, not only with me, even if I see any other woman or anyone else in distress like this, I think I will always step up, and that has always been me.
But is that what you would urge people to do? Because हम often देखते हैं लोग तमाशा देख के चले जाते हैं. हमारे देश में अक्सर होता है.
आजकल फोन पे फिल्मिंग ज्यादा होती है. मोबाइल फोन सबके निकल आते हैं instead of helping. But I think there are instances जहाँ मैंने देखे हैं आम लोगों को भी बहुत अच्छी तरह मदद करते हुए. And I think ये एक भावना हम सब में होनी चाहिए, क्योंकि कहीं ना कहीं अगर हम एक दूसरे को मदद न करें और हम ये भी सोचें कि कल को हमारे जो निजी जिंदगी के जो आम लोग हैं, और चाहे हमारे फैमिली के, हमारे परिवार के लोगों के साथ भी ये हो सकता है, और उस समय अगर आपके परिवार लोगों के साथ कोई मदद करने के लिए नहीं आए आगे, तो आपको कैसे लगेगा? And that time you think of these things, and I think somewhere along the line, I think we should all try and lend a helping hand.
You know, just talking now, of course, about your career, and of course, today you're being honored with an award, but one award now that one thinks of when they think of you is the Padma Shri Award. It's a big honor. Just tell us about that moment जब आपको पहले पता चला कि आप पद्म श्री अवार्डी बनने वाली हैं, और अब उससे कितनी रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी आ जाती है एक शख्स में.
I think जिम्मेदारी तो सिर्फ अवार्ड से नहीं, आई थिंक जब सोसाइटी और हमारी जो आम जनता है आपको इतना प्यार देती है, आपको इतना अपने आप एक रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी आई जाती है कि हम इतने प्यार के और इतने आदर के उनके हकदार हैं, अगर वो ये हमको इतना प्यार दे रहे हैं तो कहीं ना कहीं हमारी भी रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी हो जाती है कि हम एक सर्टन मॉरल स्टैंडर्ड्स, हम एक काइंड ऑफ कंट्रीब्यूशन बैक टू सोसाइटी देना बहुत बहुत ज़रूरी है. And that is something that has always been with me. I've always felt that I've got everything from what society has given me, name, fame, the status that I have today. And in what way can I give back to society? And that's when I think my passion to do things towards the improvement of whether it's for our children, it's the girl empowerment, or it is the girl child or women empowerment, or it is to do something generically even for hygiene, our civic society, different kind of causes that I involve myself in.
Yes. Obviously, you've given great teachings to your daughter too. We see that, of course, the values already imbibed by Rasha. What's one piece of advice you've given her in life, moving forward? Not just career, but life related. And also, what's one thing perhaps you've learned from her as well?
It's pretty amazing. जो ये आगे वाली पीढ़ी है, जो हमारी आगे की जनरेशन है, they have a great resilience to bounce back very fast. In fact, I see that difference between her and me. In fact, मेरे साथ कुछ हो जाता है तो मैं लेके बैठ जाती हूँ अपने दिल में, हाय ये मेरे साथ क्यों हुआ, ऐसे क्यों हुआ, ऐसे क्यों, अगर मैं ऐसा करती तो शायद ऐसा होता, ये नहीं वो नहीं. But nowadays का generation, like she comes to me and says, Mom, forget about it. It's over. It's gone. It was yesterday. Now look forward to tomorrow. And then I think, oh my God, this is here my 18, 19-year-old telling me this, and what am I sulking for about what happened yesterday? So I think they have that strength, that resilience to come, really forth and bounce back well. But I think my advice to her has been two important things that my father taught me very early in life. He said, पहली बात तो जब बच्चा चलना सीखता है तो वो 1000 बार गिरता है, लेकिन वो वहाँ पसर के बैठ नहीं जाता, वो उठता है और फिर चलना सीखता है जब तक वो एक आदमी के जैसे अपने सर को ऊंचा करके बुलंद नहीं चलता. So I think that is one spirit that should never, you should never say die, that that spirit should always be alive. And secondly, what he always taught me, that when you're climbing the ladders of success, always be kind and nice to the ones who are holding that ladder for you. Because the day when you're on your way down, always remember those same people will be holding that ladder for you. And they'll probably be waiting for you.
Amazing piece of advice. That's a lot. I'm sure that can be imbibed by people hearing and watching you today as well. Through your roles and a lot of songs you've done also, you've become part of pop culture. And I think that was very visible and evident when that song came out. Naach Naach like Raveena Tandon, in that movie Kapoor and Sons. जब आपने वो पहली बार वो गाना सुना बादशाह का, तो आपका क्या रिएक्शन था?
Actually, honestly, करण ने मुझे फोन करके परमिशन ली थी मुझसे, but I didn't know कि इतना रॉकिंग गाना हो जाएगा, इतना सुपर हिट गाना हो जाएगा, and it's always a great compliment, to be very honest.
Just talking, of course, about how you've also adapted to this new medium called OTT. We've been speaking about that today with, of course, Tapsi, who's done such amazing work on that medium, but also, of course, in the theater. How did you adapt to this new medium of OTT? Of course, Aranyak is one great example, which was a completely different role for you, donning the uniform. But what did you think of this medium when it first came out? Were you hesitant or apprehensive, or you wanted to give it a shot?
I think my love affair started with the camera, sans the medium that it is portrayed on. So for me, the lens, the camera, is very, very important. I emote for any audience that would be behind that camera, or whichever medium it would reach, whether that would be television, or it would be now OTT, or it would be the web, what we call it, or it would be cinema. So for me, it's my basic love affair is with my camera and with the audience that it's going to reach to. So the medium could be anything. So For me, it's not an adaptation, okay, oh, there's a different style of acting that you do for OTT. For me, it's how you evolve probably as an actor through the years. And I think that just comes through. It's just a whole load and a whole many years of experience that leads you to a point where you are where you are.
Well, you're of course an industry veteran, so I have to ask you, over the years, have you seen the parity increase in roles for heroines and also the pay parity as well?
Well, I definitely have seen the parity in as far as the roles are concerned. That and especially I think there's a lot of inclusivity of women in the space that is our profession today, whether like you'd say OTT or you would say films or you would say even television. It is also being helmed by a lot of women, and that is the good thing, the inclusivity. As far as the pay parity, I think that is still run by the men. So to speak very bluntly and honestly, to a certain extent, yes, there are movies that are made wholly and solely with probably Tapsi helming the film or me helming the film. It could be a Patna Shukla, it could be Haseen Dilruba, it could be anything. At that time, probably, yes, the hero with us, probably we would be at par with them because the film centers around us. But the minute when it comes to a hero-centric film, and even if you have a major role in it, but the minute there is a, you know, an A-grade hero or something, it's the producers, and the producers could be women itself. It's recently happened with me, you know, where the producer's actually a woman, and I'm explaining to her, I said, listen, dude, you should be standing by me for pay parity because this is how we women need to support women. Oh no, but you know, we had to pay him so much and this was the expense and he came by private chartered aircraft and this happened and that happened, and I was like, great, so why do you have to cut that from my money? So, you know, there are things which still amuse me to a certain extent, and that's where I find the difference. Whereas, yeah, like I said, luckily even Tapsi and luckily now even me, of course, this is my third or fourth innings. I don't know how long I'll play my innings. But nonetheless...
Who wants those innings to continue? Let's hear it for Raveena ji. Never stops, says Tapsi.
Unstoppable, yeah. I mean, she inspires me. She's so good herself. Yeah. And, well, nonetheless,
Great, yes.
Thank you so much. It's really kind of you. But yeah, that's what it is. But nonetheless, like I said, we are lucky to be doing films, the kind of films that we're being offered. And that's when I think we get the, you know, thing to put our foot down and say, listen, this is how it's going to be. But I think for pay parity, there's still a little bit, we still have a long way to go.
You know, एक पुरस्कार दिया जाता है आजकल क्रिकेट मैचेस के बाद. उस पुरस्कार का नाम होता है गेम चेंजर ऑफ द मैच, और वो होता है कि जिस खिलाड़ी ने गेम चेंज कर दिया अपनी टीम के लिए. आपके लिए वो कौन सी एक या दो फिल्में थी या परफॉर्मेंसेस थी, और मे बी मोर, जो आपके करियर में यू बिलीव चेंज द गेम और द कोर्स ऑफ योर फिल्मोग्राफी?
आई थिंक दो फिल्में थी. एक थी शूल और एक थी सत्ता. आई थिंक ये दो फिल्में लिटरली बैक टू बैक आई एंड दे वर अ गेम चेंजर फॉर मी बिकॉज people started, besides the glamorous song, dance kind of numbers, I think people started accepting me more in realistic cinema as well. And the thing came, yeah, you know, we think she can act too. So besides everything else, thoda bahut actor ka bhi label mil gaya humko usse.
You know, you were just, of course, praising Tapsi's work, and many look up to you in the industry. But whose work did you, when you were joining the industry, look up to at that point?
For me, I think the eternal and the most ethereal beauty is Waheeda Rehman ji. I used to love the films she used to do. I used to love the way she used to perform. She used to dance. She was just wonderful. And then, of course, Madhubala ji. And this is something that I want to put forth, that everyone always remembers Madhubala ji for her beauty. But if you see her films, even at that time, I think she was such a natural actor. You never saw her over-emoting or overdoing or doing some loud things. Her, I mean, her performance in that film with Dev Saab, was it Hum Dono? Oh my God, stunningly beautiful and so natural. But the thing was, everyone, I think she used to just overwhelm everyone with her beauty, that everyone could not talk about her as the actor that she was. And I think that was something that heroines had to kind of, besides getting categorized in a certain kind of way, stereotyped in a certain sort of way, they had to fight through that beyond the beauty, there is that acting talent as well. And that for me was the epitome as far as Madhubala ji is concerned.
We're ending now with a rapid fire. With you, are you a beaches or a mountains person?
Mountains.
Okay. What's your favorite cuisine?
Indian Rajasthani vegetarian, which is the Marwari that, good and ghee and all that. Yeah.
What's a recent film that you saw that you wished you were part of?
I don't know. I can't
Or
think of
not
anything.
so recent?
Not so recent. No, I can't think of anything, honestly.
Okay, we'll
Yeah.
pass that question.
Pass that question, please.
Okay. दिल्ली आए हो तो दिल्ली की सबसे फेवरेट चीज?
दिल्ली की सबसे फेवरेट चीज एक्चुअली मेरे हस्बैंड की फेवरेट चीज है चांदनी चौक का चना.
तो छोले भटूरे किसी के, चाट किसी और के, आपका चना.
जी,
चांदनी
वही
चौक.
मतलब छोले भटूरे ही हुए, वो चना, वो काला चना और भटूरे. That is the one, not छोले.
Okay. An underrated actor according to you?
Underrated actor, me.
Okay. Still.
बोलने में क्या जाता है? एक ही चीज है जिस पे टैक्स नहीं लगता आजकल.
Exactly. चलिए, thank you,
Sir.
thank you so much for being with us, Raveena
Thank
Tandon,
you, thank
and
you.
wishing you all the very best in your endeavors ahead as well. Thank you very much.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's put our hands together for Raveena Tandon once again, but welcoming to We Women Want Shakti Awards 2024, our chief guest, Shri Nitin Gadkari, Minister of Road Transport and Highways of India. Sir, a very warm welcome to you from NewsX and the ITV network. Thank you so much for joining us